Are you ready?
Boom, boom.
Alright, so welcome to the second one-of-a-kind half hour of power. I am Paul.
And I am Dale.
Not that you needed to know that, because you're already on the video.
Yeah, we assumed you would know this by now.
And if you don't, then fuck, pay attention, guys.
Watch more of our videos.
Yes, watch all of them. All of them.
In one massive, long, marathon.
There's only 60. It's alright. It's alright, you can do it. So, yeah, today we will be covering a little bit of the Royal Rumble, a little bit of the Raw after the Royal Rumble, which had some interesting points coming out of it.
Yeah, quite interesting points.
So, anything you want to add as well on the Royal Rumble that we didn't talk about?
I mean, I can't particularly think of anything off the top of my head.
Cool, podcast over.
No, but that's not how that works.
Okay, never mind.
I might as well just start off with some of the things coming out of Raw then. Well, we had AJ Styles versus Chris Jericho, which I know is a big thing on both mine and Paul's mind.
Yeah, not for great reasons.
Yeah, not for the best reasons.
I've had extensive discussions with other people about how it was very, very disappointing, in my opinion. That match.
Definitely. It didn't show what AJ could do. It just looked very awkward.
And I mean, obviously, it's a match on Raw, so it's not gonna be an absolute barn burner of a match, but it could have been a lot better than it was.
Yeah, it could have easily been the main event of the night.
Yeah, that for one, which bothered me to a ridiculous extent, because I feel that Vince McMahon genuinely doesn't know what he has.
I don't think he does. Because
earlier in the night, when Steph McMahon, before they introduced Triple H, the new World Heavyweight Champion and all that jazz, she was saying, you guys all thought that, AJ Styles was going to win. And Vince literally said, tried to say it out of, earshot of the fans and everything. He was just like, AJ who?
Which is absolutely ridiculous.
Which, I mean, it was probably done on purpose, but...
Yeah, it might have been done of the fact, he was in TNA, therefore I don't know who he is. He doesn't exist to me.
But, I really don't care whether he did it on purpose or not.
Either way, it's
You should not be saying AJ who in reference to AJ Styles.
That's not how you get someone over.
That is not the AJ that you are fucking ignoring.
No, you're ignoring the other AJ.
You're already ignoring one AJ, alright?
Don't make it a second.
That's enough AJs ignored. We don't need to ignore the one that's actually good for your company.
Exactly.
Not that the other one wasn't, but her husband was a little bit against you, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
We'll move on to the actual AJ thing. So, I mean, the match, in my opinion, it just seemed very, very awkward. Very, AJ was quite obviously nervous.
Yeah, definitely, you could tell that.
Which, it kind of, I don't know, I mean, they were still in Orlando, weren't they?
I believe so. If they weren't in Orlando, they were somewhere in Florida.
Right, so, it's a little bit weird to me that he didn't even remotely seem nervous at the Rumble, and then came out on Raw and it was this is your first singles match.
Yeah, because it's a one-on-one match, I'd say.
Yeah, and I mean, all good and well, put him with Jericho, but I mean, they need to work out before the match who's taking the lead on calling the spots.
Yeah, because
if anyone.
Yeah, we both feel that was the main reason why that match went the way it did. So they couldn't decide who was going to call the spots.
There was a lot of miscommunicated spots.
Yeah, without a doubt.
To be honest. And, I feel that Jericho probably, halfway through the match, because I feel that AJ was trying to call the spots at the start.
Yeah.
And Jericho got a little bit frustrated with this. And then, from then on in the match, when he was calling spots, it was very obvious.
Yeah.
He didn't even remotely try and hide when he was trying to...
Yeah, you could see his mouth moving. You could hear him calling the spots.
You could almost tell what the spot was going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's, the last thing you want to do in a match.
Yeah, especially with AJ Styles.
And, I mean, the two people who have been doing this for, AJ over a decade, almost, 15 years.
Yeah, close to 15 years.
And Jericho's been doing it for almost 20 years now. So, I mean, you're both very, very good.
Yeah, you both know what you're doing in the ring.
You'd think you'd be able to work it out.
Yeah, exactly.
And it just seemed no one really knew what they were doing. There was no flow to the match.
Yeah, it was very unfortunate, but apparently they have AJ Styles versus Curtis Axel on SmackDown, so we'll see the difference when AJ Styles actually has a chance to call the entire match.
Yeah, well, if Curtis starts trying to call the match, then get him mentally checked.
Because to be fair, Curtis Axel is a good wrestler, and he could put over AJ very well.
Yeah.
He's not prominently featured, but he's good at what he does.
He's a good utility player.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Which, I mean, like, the son of Kurt Hennig shouldn't be.
Yeah, he shouldn't be
a utility player, but they've kind of done that one to death now.
Yeah, with more people than just him.
Well, yeah, but he's probably one of the bigger cases.
Him and Cody Rhodes, I'd say.
Exactly. Like, two people who are, Cody's only second generation, but if you take into account the other people in his family.
Considering his brothers could be old enough to be his father.
Yeah, pretty much. Because, like, Dusty was into some weird shit, obviously. Just felt like he needed to have a kid when he was older. Because why the fuck not? He's like, we've had Gold Dust. We need another Rhodes kid.
Yep, we need another Dust.
Yes, another Dust. that was a good way to put it. But yeah, so very, very disappointed with that match on Raw.
Yeah, without a doubt. We also had that triple threat match that was announced, which honestly, when she announced that it was going to be a triple threat, I was so scared that she was going to say Ambrose, Reigns, and Sheamus.
To be honest, I kind of, not to say that I would prefer that, because I don't like Sheamus, but it would have given the match a much different dynamic to what it's actually going to have, because it's face v face v face.
Yeah, exactly.
And at the very least, with Sheamus in there, it would have been face v face v heel.
Yeah.
And we would have actually had someone to boo.
Good
that
point.
Isn't Roman Reigns.
Yeah, people are going to boo Roman Reigns now.
Obviously, but like that's not what they want.
No. Because, let's be honest, in what crowd, in what country, in what state are you going to get people booing Ambrose? And who's going to boo Brock Lesnar?
No one.
Exactly. Exactly
like,
my point.
I don't know, Cain Velasquez, maybe? Someone like that.
Frank Muir, maybe?
Yep. Just all the old UFC blokes that got their asses handed to them by the pro wrestling guy. But, yeah, so, I mean, that triple threat, should be a good match, but it'll be weird to see how the crowd involvement happens.
And it's a shame that we already can kind of tell what's going to happen. Ambrose is going to have to take the fall from Reigns. Yeah,
but like we've said, like every time we think, Ambrose is in the match, he's going to take the fall, he never does.
Yeah, but surely Brock's not going to take the fall.
We'd hope not.
If he does, I'm going to be mighty pissed.
You're going to be mighty pissed?
Mighty pissed.
Right. Well, maybe they'll just, no, that wouldn't work. If they decided against Roman winning, it would make no sense having anyone against Triple H at Mania. Like, I mean,
I don't want to see Brock Lesnar and Triple H again. It's been done.
Yeah, Ambrose Triple H wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather that
than Roman.
Yeah, to be fair, but
anyone but Roman.
Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Yeah, I think that's actually becoming an attitude of a lot of people now.
Oh, it is.
Anyone but Roman.
It's become an attitude with me.
So. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, see, that's the thing, is that, like, Roman has his fans.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt.
And he has a large group of fans.
Yeah.
But they never seem to do anything for him.
It's pretty much the same as John Cena now. He's got half the fans who love him, and then the rest just fucking hate his guts and want him to get off their TV.
Yeah, well, I mean, like most of Roman Reigns' fans, like if they started cheering for him, their mum would probably tell them to shush and sit down.
Well, to be fair, most of John Cena's fans are Roman Reigns fans anyway, and vice versa.
Yeah. So, that'll be interesting, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
As interesting as Fastlane can be.
I can imagine Bray Wyatt causing some sort of shenanigans, obviously.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that it's very predictable.
Yeah.
Because, you know, obviously the Wyatts are going to get involved, because Lesnar-Wyatt is happening.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah, no shit. I'm so glad.
Because that will be a very good match.
Yep, and there's a new person for Lesnar to go against.
And hopefully Wyatt gets the win.
That would be absolutely amazing. A good way to put Wyatt over.
It'd pretty much make him.
Yeah. Even if he had to use the rest of the Wyatt family to help him, still.
Doesn't matter, man.
No, it doesn't. It's still Brock Lesnar.
A strong faction with a strong leader is better than just Bray Wyatt being, like, quote-unquote, the eater of worlds and jobbing to people every week.
Yeah.
Which he had going for a little while
He's
there.
the eater of defeats.
Yes, he's the eater of pinfalls. He
eats them all up.
He eats all of the pinfalls. Nom nom nom. But yeah. So anything else that you would like to discuss, Dale?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to predict on what they're going to do as far as other matches are concerned for Fastlane, because I'm really not sure where they're going with anything else.
And Mania,
yeah,
for that
Mania.
matter.
Mania, it's kind of a bit more...
It's a bit clearer.
Yeah, a bit clearer, but as far as Fastlane's concerned...
Okay, well, here, after we've said that it's a little bit clearer for WrestleMania, who's Kevin Owens going to face?
AJ Styles.
Not Sami Zayn.
No, it's going to be AJ Styles.
Okay, where do you see do you see Sami Zayn factoring into Kevin Owens' run in the next 6 months?
I'd probably say after WrestleMania, yes.
After WrestleMania.
Yeah.
See, I feel they've done so much build-up with that storyline, and then to have it just blow off at the Rumble with Zayn eliminating Owens.
At the same time, I did hear from someone a good point that could have been the blow-off to the feud, Zayn eliminating Owens from the Rumble. After all they went through, for Zayn to come out, throw him out over all that, after all that, I mean, that could end the feud, I guess, but it's a pretty shitty way to end it.
Yeah. I mean, that should be the feud that introduces Sami Zayn to the main roster.
Exactly.
And, you know, obviously he's going to have to get put over by Kevin Owens. A bit unfortunate, but,
yeah.
You know.
Well, AJ Styles is going to get put over by Owens anyway. So.
Exactly. Not that I don't want to see AJ Styles.
I'd honestly prefer to see AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, to be honest. Yeah. I feel like there's other things Zayn can do, but AJ Owens, I feel like that's a big money match for Mania. Yeah,
I just feel that, like, Zayn has been in NXT for just way too long.
Yeah, way too long, without a doubt.
Like, and he's not a Tyler Breeze case.
No.
You know, he's not a case of like, oh, this guy's a really solid worker, and he's been here for so long. It's kind of, well, we have to call you up.
No,
you know?
Not like that.
Like you're you know, logically the next person in line. But Sami Zayn has, in my estimation, been the next logical person to call up for the last year and a half.
Yeah, since before he won the NXT Championship.
Yeah, since before that, and like most definitely, like if he hadn't hurt himself in the match for Cena,
that would have been his
prior to the match with Cena.
That would have been his call up right there.
And he should have stayed on the main roster from that point.
Definitely.
And I mean, even in NXT, he's seeming to be kind of like the guy just putting people over.
Yeah.
Like he's the main event star that can make a main event star.
He's almost going to turn into the new Tyler Breeze in the way of someone new comes in, I got to put him over. But,
yeah, and I don't want that for Sami.
But at the same time, there's another person who they seem to be doing that with, and that's Baron Corbin.
Yeah, but Baron Corbin seems to be getting pushed now.
That's true, but have you heard about the match at TakeOver Dallas?
No.
It's Corbin versus Austin Aries.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Yeah. Now you see my point.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure didn't Corbin kind of win the number one contender match?
Did he?
For the NXT title?
I don't know.
Pretty sure he did.
Oh, good for him, I guess. I guess that match isn't happening at TakeOver then.
Or actually, no, maybe Sami won that. I'm blanking on that, but still, like, I mean, Baron Corbin, he beat Apollo Crews, like,
yeah, I know.
2 weeks ago. Or, no, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. It was a little while ago.
Yeah.
But he beat Apollo Crews.
No shit.
Like, why?
I don't know.
I don't understand. But, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
At least Austin Aries is going to get a good win.
Yeah, well, we hope so.
He should have been on the main roster like a million years ago.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yes.
And as I mentioned to someone the other day, they really only need to bring Bad Influence in and Bobby Roode, and they've got all the top TNA stars from ever. Yeah,
there's a few people from like, you know, the original TNA cast that I probably wouldn't bother with.
Such as?
You're going to hate me for saying this, but probably Kaz and Daniels.
Mm.
They haven't got much left in them, I feel.
I know. That's exactly why I figured bring them in as like a, you know, not a jobber tag team, but, you know, a tag team to put people over in NXT.
Yeah, but like there's a difference between there's a difference between like bringing in someone like, you know, like the Dudleys or someone to like put people over,
Yeah.
and then have bad influence come in and put people over.
Yeah, that's true.
Like 75% of the audience are not going to know who bad influence are.
Well, I mean, probably not that.
More like 50%.
Yeah, I was gonna say when it comes to NXT,
Yeah,
there'd
like
be more people.
there'll be a lot of people that just won't really know who
Yeah.
they are, because I mean, even in TNA at their, you know, their highest point, you know, they weren't exactly world title material.
No.
They weren't, you know, running the show
Yeah.
by any means, unless like you count when they were with Fortune. But,
Yeah. I don't know.
yeah. So yeah, all the other guys I would agree with.
Okay,
Like,
sweet.
bring in all the other guys. I feel that there's some undercard people in TNA that they just really have overlooked,
Yeah, without a doubt.
and tag teams that, like, why have the Motor City Machine Guns not been approached in the last 5 years?
Yeah.
Why have the Wolves
Yeah,
not
that's
been
exactly
approached?
what I was about to say, the Wolves. Well, it turns out the Wolves were in NXT.
Were they?
Yep, they were in NXT for about a week, and they personally decided, no, we don't like this, we're going. And then they went to TNA.
Well, then that's a tiny bit heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know.
So that
they were
kind
known
of lowers our chances
Yeah,
of getting them.
they were known as the American Pitbulls.
The American Pitbulls.
Yeah, instead of the American Wolves.
That's probably why they didn't like it.
Probably.
Because that's a fucking shitty name.
Yeah, they were there for one tape, and they're like, no, fuck this.
Jeez. Well. Oh well.
Yeah.
Suppose we got other people.
Yeah,
We've got
exactly.
Austin Aries now, guys.
We can't complain.
We cannot complain, because genuinely I feel that like he can be one of the biggest stars of the
Yep.
future.
And they need to hurry up and rehire Drew Galloway, because they have no idea what they have missed in him.
I think they kind of do.
Well, they probably do now know what they
Yeah.
missed with him.
Yeah, well, if they don't know, they should.
Yeah,
They
definitely. I'm sure Triple H knows what he's missed.
Yeah, but Triple H, I mean, he's almost doing a bad thing by signing so many top indie talent.
Yeah, almost.
Because the people that we're talking about, the AJ Styles, the Austin Aries, the Sami Zayns, like the Kevin Owens, like where do they all fit?
Main event scene, I guess.
Yeah, but like how bloated of a main event scene do you want?
Well, I mean, I guess it's better than having 3 main eventers and that's it.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do with your 3 main eventers?
Well, I mean, that's what they've got now, and they can barely do anything with it.
Yeah, but I mean, pushed correctly, AJ Styles should be in the main event soon.
Yep, without a doubt.
Austin Aries shouldn't be in NXT for all that long.
No, I'd say give him about, probably after TakeOver Dallas, he might debut after WrestleMania.
I would fucking hope so. But, like, I mean, and then Nakamura, when they break down his style to a ridiculous extent, because I feel that he's probably going to be a shell of himself by the time he gets to the roster.
I'm so worried about that.
Well, you should be. You should be.
I know I should
Very
be.
worried. Because, like, what the fuck is he going to do as a finish?
Yeah, if they ruin him, well, that's the thing, he can't do his finish. And
He can, but he's going to have to modify it a lot.
yeah, and it's not going to look anywhere near as good as it does.
Because, like, as far as, like, flying knees, running knees and stuff, like, use Daniel Bryan as a template.
I mean, it's good, but it's nothing special.
Exactly. And,
I mean, I like Daniel Bryan's running knee. It's a good move. I like it. I think it's a good finish, but it's nothing special.
yeah, so, good luck to
Yeah, I was
Nakamura.
going to say the Bombaye knee, that's something special.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's the thing, is that, like, you have to have people that are willing to take it.
Yeah, and who's going to be willing to take it?
AJ.
That's about it, because he took it like a couple weeks ago.
Exactly. And he probably still isn't completely
Yeah,
right.
he's probably got quite a headache going.
He's probably, like, spacing out, being like, am I really in WWE? Or did Nakamura just knee me in the head that fucking hard?
Yeah, well, it did look like Nakamura tried to drive his knee literally through AJ's head.
I think he almost succeeded,
Yeah,
too.
almost.
But, yeah, so it kind of, presents a bit of a problem for them. Like, it's all good and well that they've got all this talent coming in, but what do you do with the talent that you've kind of just had on the roster for 5 years and done nothing with?
Yeah, well, they're going to have to end up phasing him out.
Well, that's the thing, is that I feel that there's going to be, like, one of those big, long list of future endeavors coming soon.
Yeah, probably.
And there's a few people that I really, really hope are on that.
Such as
Jack Swagger,
I can agree with that.
Zack Ryder,
Yeah, I can agree
because
with that.
I don't give a fuck how over he is with the internet community or whatever. He doesn't do shit.
Yeah, he's good, but they don't use him. It's too late for him.
The only thing he should be kept around for is Mojo Rawley being brought into the main roster, part of the Hype Bros, if you want to.
I don't. I think
that's my
I
thought.
honestly think Mojo Rawley should be added to that list.
Me too.
He fucking does my head in.
Me too. I agree with that, but I mean, he's still around. So.
Yeah, he's probably going to be for quite a while.
Exactly. So like that's the only reason Zack Ryder should be around.
I feel like Adam Rose will probably be on that list.
He should be.
He should be.
Definitely, unless they completely like 180 his character.
Somehow. I don't know how they pull that off.
As much as it pains me to say, like they've got to get rid of people like R-Truth.
Yeah, definitely R-Truth.
Like it's all good and stuff to, grab a ladder in the middle of the Royal Rumble and be like, oh, where's the title? And get a little bit of a laugh.
Yeah, it's funny of a spot that was.
You know that every time R-Truth comes out, it's a comedy spot.
Yeah.
Like
as soon as he came out, I'm like, oh, what sort of bullshit's he going to pull this time?
I like the way you did it, though.
Yeah, I do.
It's a good idea. I like it. But
I feel like there might be.
I'm blanking on other people.
I feel like there might be a big name on that list, like maybe like a Ziggler or something, just out of nowhere. Like, whoa.
As much as it pains me to say, he should be.
Yeah, like I wouldn't be surprised.
Like, what's he doing?
Nothing really.
And what's he actually like useful for at the moment?
I mean, nothing, because they refuse to build him up for anything.
Exactly. And there's a fair few people on his level as well that kind of fit into that same category.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And that's a little bit sad.
It's very sad.
Like, Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, great ambassadors for the company, but get rid of them. Like,
I agree.
Like, you've got your people that do your Make-A-Wishes and your public appearances. Like, you've got Stephanie McMahon that does all that shit.
Exactly.
You've got John Cena that does all that shit. Roman Reigns is starting to do a lot more of that
I know
stuff.
Randy Orton does a lot of that stuff as well.
Exactly. Not that they tell people. But
no, they don't. CM Punk did a lot of that stuff, not that they told people.
Well, he was the best in the world. Of course
exactly.
you did. If you're a sick kid at that point, you'd kind of want, that was the guy.
Exactly, no doubt.
So obviously he was doing a lot of them. But yeah, I genuinely feel that they should release a lot of people.
Yeah, and they probably will.
And whether you've been paying attention to NXT or not, Elias Sampson,
yeah,
the Drifter guy, like I'm pretty sure they're like, oh yeah, he debuted 2 weeks ago on NXT. I'm pretty sure I've seen him before.
He was it's a gimmick change.
I'm pretty sure his gimmick was pretty much the Drifter.
No, his gimmick was just some sort of like, I don't even know what it was.
He came out with a guitar. I remember that.
That's strange. Because the only time I've ever seen him come out with that said guitar or whatever is after those vignettes started airing.
Yeah, I swear, he's nothing new. Like, he's nothing exciting.
I enjoy him. He's not too bad.
Really?
His in-ring ability is quite good. He looks quite vicious in the way he...
Yeah, but the in-ring ability doesn't do shit for you nowadays.
Yeah, apparently not.
Like, that's something that I fear with, like, AJ Styles and Austin Aries.
Yeah, but that's the thing. AJ has a level of charisma, at least.
Yeah, but it's whether they let him carry over exactly the AJ Styles persona,
Next minute, they make him Ric Flair 2.0 again.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. If they, throw some, like, obscure, random shit at him like that.
I doubt it. I feel like he'll probably continue with the phenomenal gimmick.
Well, he better. It's kind of like 10 to 15 years into it.
Yeah, I mean, even when he was in Bullet Club, he was still doing the phenomenal gimmick.
Yeah, he's doing the Bullet Club hand symbols while he's doing his little phenomenal taunt as well. So I'm glad that they haven't said anything to him about that.
Me too.
So we've got a couple of minutes left on the podcast, and we completely forgot to mention the Rocky segment from Raw.
Oh my god.
And all right, where do we start with this? Like,
I don't know.
We'll start from where he showed up.
Yeah, we'll start from the extremely predictable, it's going to be The Rock.
Yeah, and then it was The Miz, which I found that quite funny.
And then as soon as it was The Miz, you knew for 100% fact it was going to be The Rock.
Yeah.
You're like, well, movie star, obviously going to be The Rock then.
I kind of got a little bit excited when because it was a truck that showed up.
Yeah.
Very Austin looking truck.
It looked like Austin's truck that he showed to Lesnar on the podcast.
Exactly.
It looked like the exact truck.
Exactly. So I got a little bit excited and thought it was Austin, and then The Rock stepped out, and I was kind of like, oh, well, that was awkward.
No shit, I agree.
But his whole backstage interactions with everyone, like he seemed so hyped up.
I think he was hanging out with Becky Lynch for a bit.
Yeah, and we all know what we think of Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
Like, she's fantastic, but she seems like she's pinging off her head all the time.
She is. I swear she is pinging off her head.
She probably is.
She might have like ADHD or something and just take too much medication every morning.
But something is happening chemically in her to make her weird, I feel. And
yeah.
I feel that The Rock followed that routine that day.
I think you might be correct.
Yeah, because, I mean, he made Big Show cry, which was like, okay.
Big Show always cries, though.
He is a bit of a crybaby for a big guy.
No, I honestly feel kind of bad for him. Like, when the fans legitimately make him cry, like when they tell him, like, please retire, but they're not saying it in, like, you know, we're worried about your health, please retire. They
like, we're sick of you.
Yeah, please retire. It's like, he's just as good now as he's really ever been.
I wouldn't go that far. Like, he's still as far as the spectrum of big men.
Yeah, exactly.
He is the best.
Exactly. He can still go.
Yeah, like, he's nowhere near, like, fucking giant territory from, you know, when he first came in.
He can still take a belly-to-belly overhead suplex from Brock Lesnar, so I don't see a problem.
Yeah, fair enough. Can't argue with that.
And I mean, it's just, I don't know, it just kind of makes me feel bad for him when people chant that at him, because you could tell it actually affects him and he makes him upset.
Yeah. Well, at least he's got the advantage of being able to lash out at them.
Yeah,
and heel. So.
And even if not, I don't think anyone would say it to his face.
No.
Because why would you?
Why? Well,
even though he's probably like the nicest bloke you'll ever meet.
He'd still be able to destroy you with like a look.
Yeah. Or he could just kind of like push you with his two fingers and you'd fucking fly into a wall or some shit.
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, his backstage interaction with Lana was a little bit cringeworthy.
That was extremely cringeworthy. We don't need to know about your sex life, Rock.
Yeah, and, like, it was kind of obvious that that's another, like, let's bury Lana.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
And they just kind of had to stand there and be like, cool, Rock's doing his thing.
And you can tell the Rusev thing was also a shot at Rusev, where he kind of just stood there and said nothing.
Yeah.
Because apparently part of the heat on Lana is Lana had a massive like argument with Rusev at the airport, and Rusev just kind of sat there and just took it and didn't stand up for himself or anything. Apparently that's part of why Lana has some heat.
Oh.
And Rusev also has heat for not standing up for himself.
It's his fucking fiance. Like,
no shit.
Who cares?
Exactly, but I don't know. I just feel that was a little bit of a shot at that.
Yeah, and we'll just pretend that didn't happen. Move on to the rest of the segment. He kind of like stood there and talked about Gorilla for 5 minutes.
Yeah, which was strange.
Like, yeah, cool. Be like, yeah, this is Gorilla Position, made famous by Gorilla Monsoon or whatever, but you don't have to spend 5 minutes talking about Gorilla.
Yeah, no shit.
And then asking the crowd if they're ready. Like, we get it. Yeah. We get it. You're about to come out. Great. And then his entrance itself took like another fucking couple of minutes. He just kind of soaking it all in. Like,
him and Undertaker are the worst for entrances.
Undertaker has a reason.
Yeah, he at least has a reason.
He has an elaborate entrance. The Rock just walks.
Yeah, Randy Orton's pretty bad too.
Yes, he's kind of a glacier getting to the ring.
Yeah, like as they said for WrestleMania 30 about 6 months before, he
started his walk to the ring. But yeah, and then like just like you've said a million times, The Rock is just 100% catchphrases, and he does the same promo every time.
Yeah, and every joke has to do with the nether region, whether it be the genitals or the asshole or whatever.
And a little, you know, annoyed that he took like half an hour off of other people.
Yeah, exactly.
And he went off script in a way that I feel that no one backstage was happy with.
Oh, well, from what I've heard, they're very much not happy with that. And if it was anyone but The Rock, and they were or John Cena, they would have been fired on the spot for that.
Fuck yeah, they would have. Because, like, he went off script when the crowd started chanting Randy Savage. Like, obviously there was 4 fans dressed up as wrestlers at the front of, the crowd.
But... I want to interject something here, actually. The reason that the fans were there and not at the hard camera anymore was because they almost got kicked out.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Okay,
yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, but, well, he mentioned Hulk Hogan on TV.
Yeah, I did notice. Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Which is a big no-no.
Big no-no.
And then after the guy dressed as Hulk Hogan sounded a bit out of it, he's like, oh, well, weed in Florida must be good.
Well, how are you allowed to say that?
Yeah, well, you're not.
Yeah.
He's The Rock, though.
Yeah, what are they going to do? He's not under contract with them. They can't fine him. They can't fire him.
Exactly. And another thing that really annoys me is I hate when he does, like, The Rock has finally come back, and then big pause, and then he says he's come back home. Which is, like, come on.
You live in the arena? Otherwise, unless you live in the arena, that makes no sense.
Right. But my problem with that is that, like, we know he's going to be at Mania, right? So let's say, hypothetically, he's going to wrestle.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to do that appearance on Raw. He's going to do maybe, like, 2-3 more Raw appearances, maybe an appearance at Fastlane, and then do WrestleMania, and he'll be gone.
Yeah, that's what I hate about The Rock.
It's like, don't say that you're coming home when you're going to be gone very soon. You're just coming in for a very limited schedule.
Yeah.
And we know that you're not going to be back full time because you're a fucking, like, you're not the number 1 ranked movie star for 2015.
Exactly.
You have so much liability on you that they can't afford to have you wrestle.
Exactly. It's like, you're not coming home, you're popping in to say hi and then fucking off.
Yeah, exactly. Just coming in for a cup of coffee and leaving.
Exactly.
That's essentially what's happening. So, just wanted to say my piece on the Rocky segment. It took like fucking 40 minutes. And to those of you being like, oh, but it's The Rock, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't care.
I've seen The Rock before. He gets 15 minutes. That is enough.
Yeah, that's almost too much for me, because it's always the same shit over and over again.
Because if you notice, on Raw, I'm pretty sure there was only like 3 matches.
There was some ridiculous small amount of matches.
There was like 3 matches on Raw, and I genuinely feel that matches got cut, and if not, the matches that were on got cut short.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Because of the segment.
Yeah, like Rocky would have had that segment and they would have been like, oh shit, well now you guys can't have your match and you guys get 2 less minutes or 3 less minutes or whatever.
Yeah, like and time cuts all round.
Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah, so, yeah, that pretty much sums up my thoughts on that. So, I think that will be the end of our podcast for the day, guys. So that was the whole fucking show. Like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment on what you thought about the topics that we covered. Don't kill me because I insulted Rocky a bit.
Yeah, well, I mean, apparently people want to murder me for being not the biggest fan of The Rock.
Well, they can murder me too. I'm in that category as well.
I'm glad someone agrees with me then.
All right. Well, we will see you next time. Some more one-of-a-kind review, guys.
Have a nice
day.